and Bone Tarot. Thank you so much for being here. It means everything. You are allowing me to do a reading for you for what is coming your way. So no idea what to expect on these upcoming 4 readings, but we are going to start with having you pick one of these 4 crystal cards. And I'm going to zoom in on them and then I'll read you the names. But my whole thing is like, don't overthink these cards. Just whatever looks the prettiest, the anything. Just go with whatever. Shit. Oh my God. Go with whatever feels good here. So, yes, the first card we have is Chrysocolla, Malachite, Azurite, and Jade. So I kind of stuck with the green theme here, so one doesn't like throw you off track. Anyway, they're all pretty. They all have pretty colors. And yeah, pick the one that works for you, and that'll be your reading. Jump to the notes below. Thank you. Hello, and thank you for being here. This is Light and Bone Tarot. Yes, thank you. I am excited to read for you. We are doing a reading for what is coming your way, and you picked pile 1, and this is crystal card Chrysocolla, which I'm certain I'm saying wrong, but I have no idea how to say it. But yes, it looks like a shiny blue and red stone. Very beautiful, as always. And this is your reading, so it's for what's coming your way. I am going to mix this up more than usual with some oracle cards and everything. But I want to know where you're at right now. And I am going to just throw down an oracle card and flank it with 2 tarots. And it's just going to give me an idea of what's coming your way. So go with the flow. We'll see if that actually sounds like you right now or not. And yeah, I'm going to get 2 cards on each side of this to kind of just like, I'm going to say where you're at and kind of what your past looked like a little bit. So where you currently are right now, and okay, and where you've been. So we'll come back to go with the flow. Let's see, we've got 8 of Wands here, Daughter of Wands. I feel like you're starting something new. If you haven't actually physically started something new, I actually feel like you are finally really thinking on how you want to start something new, but there's definitely that new creative energy here. There's a bit of a passion here, and with this 8 of Wands, it's like it's travel, it's news, it's like a new action, a new happening, a new event, and I feel like the work is actually, you're starting to do this. So what's coming your way? I have a feeling this is going to be more of a reading about maybe like career, success, money, a project you're working on, something along those lines. And go with the flow tells me like you've probably, you're probably working towards this. There's a flow that you're literally working. And if we look back ever so slightly and I see the Daughter of the Cups and the Chariot, I see that, I mean, especially with the Chariot, you've been working towards this. This isn't accidental that find yourself in a new space or on a new project or starting a business or something to that extent. I think it's probably been something that you have thought long and hard about. With the Daughter of Cups, I think it's probably something you've dreamed about. You've probably, I'm sure it has something to do with a bit of a creative outlet, but you have probably like drafted this in your head. You have endless notes on it. Maybe you have a whole Instagram page you've been working on for very long, and finally you're actually turning this into a business. I'm not sure, but I do think that it's a creative endeavor that you didn't just accidentally stumble upon. It's something you've really been trying to, there's been momentum here. And I think it seems neat. It's positive up here. I do get the feeling that you're in the beginning stages of actually doing it, whereas I see in the past you laid the groundwork to make it happen, and now you're actually working it. But from this top line, I don't see that you're stressed. I don't see that you're massively overwhelmed or that you're second guessing. I would say if you're here and you landed on this reading, you're probably enjoying this new endeavor, and maybe you want to hear that, it's going well, and you're on the right path. So we're going to assume until we have a reason to talk otherwise that you are absolutely on the right path and that things are going well for you. Yeah, and so go with the flow would just say like, just keep on doing that. And the Chariot next to this, whatever direction you've been pushed in, whatever you've been kind of like, wherever the momentum's been carrying you, I think it's been absolutely the right direction. So if you're wondering if you're doing the right thing, putting your energy into the right, outlet, yes, I would say you really are. So let's get a little bit of where you're at right now as well. So we've got Ace of Pentacles, the Fool, and Five of Cups. So, and I'll go with just the first thing that comes to me. It's not going to directly apply to everyone, but I do think this is a new start for you. And I think that what you've started here was, this project is kind of your light at the end of the tunnel. I do actually think when I see the Six of Cups that maybe you had, it could have been anything from like a heartbreak to a loss of some sort. Something really brought you down, and this was kind of your way of lifting yourself up. Or maybe you were in like a slump for a year or many months or a couple years, and you finally realized like, I really have to start this. I really have to do this. I get the feeling there's something you've been wanting to do for a long time. Like I said, I see that a lot of work's mental energy has, at the very least, has gone into it, and you are finally doing it. But yeah, I do think it came out of a need to kind of almost like self-soothe or heal yourself. And with the Fool, it's just more, it just backs us up more, because the Fool it's a new beginning. It's a fresh, exciting start. And it's almost like you've kind of reinvented yourself. And if you are starting something new and you're here, it does mean it's almost like you want some kind of validation. And again, everything is very, very validating. And this card tells me that you are setting out on a bit of an adventure. There is something exciting about what you're doing. There's something new, there's some unknowns, but it's exciting for you. And it gives you that feeling that anything can happen. The Fool could be, it makes you think like this, whatever this is, it could make you a ton of money and you could see this happening sooner than later, or it could just be this wild ride. You could meet tremendous people, like who knows? But there's this adventure that will kind of be unfolding before you, and you're approaching this in a different way than you've approached other things in the past. So as in, maybe you are really truly allowing yourself to go with the flow. Maybe you are actually tapping into something creative where normally you're a lot more like analytical, or you've worked in a much more structured, like almost corporate style environment. And now you're just like this one-man show that's doing everything. And so I think the Fool has a great energy here, but all of this, it's very, I'm excited for you, because I know this feeling of doing something new, hence, reading tarot on YouTube. And it's tremendously exciting. And so let's get two more oracle cards just about what is coming your way. And these can come up in the form of like good luck charms, or we'll know how to read them when they get put down. But yeah, what's coming your way? So we've got refine your attention and rejuvenate. So I do see with refine your attention how that could be applicable. Maybe you're at that point where you are needing to kind of like hone in on one or two more, or one or two less avenues that you could be going down. Maybe you've been trying to do everything at once, or you're just overwhelmed with 15 social media platforms, whereas like if you just focused on two, you'd be fine. Or and I'm probably speaking for myself, but I think you get the idea. This is just maybe a reminder that you can, trim the fat a little, and probably like whittle it down and be, oh my God, I'm using way too many analogies that don't even make sense. If you hone in on one or two more little small pieces, they can grow very big. So yes, refine your attention. I think that's applicable to anybody who's starting a new business, doing something on their own, doing something new. And rejuvenate, I think this is just a reminder that you really are being rejuvenated. That this is probably a an interesting word to highlight that, like, yes, you are happy. And it's almost like just to remind yourself that you are happy, that you either aren't doing what you were doing before that made you unhappy. So let's say you had a job, or you've been in a career for decades or a few years or whatever it is, but you've been wanting to get out of it for a long time. You finally did, and now you're starting something new. Even if you're stressed, even if you're overwhelmed, even if things are crazy, even if you're broke, I do think you are rejuvenated. So this is just a reminder of that. And I do think that this did come out of kind of a necessity, whatever that is, that need that you had. So yes, I think this is just a nice way to pinch yourself and, just say, if you found something to complain about, fine. I'm sure I'm sure there's plenty of things to actually complain about, but just don't forget how happy you are and how long you've wanted this, and now it's finally happening. So that is very cool. Yes, and then again, refine your attention. I don't need to speak to it too much. It's pretty obvious, but if you have been feeling like you're pulling yourself in many different directions, and maybe there's like a quantity over quality aspect that you might be experiencing, this would be your time to refine your attention. Okay, so let's get, I kind of want to know what your future looks like what is actually coming your way. I have a snapshot of where you're at right now, but let's find out what's coming your way. And I'm going to do 3 cards for this. Let me move this up a hair and get some more viewability. Can we see that? Close. Okay, so we have the 7 of Cups, which is, not really good or bad. Okay, so 2 of Wands, 7 of Cups, 8 of Wands. So as far as what's coming your way, this was, I think hard work's coming your way. I think tough decisions are coming your way, tough choices. I think you're probably going to have to choose between, the choice is like, do you choose between, maybe there's, in some ways you're gonna have to downgrade, you're gonna have to make sacrifices. I think this is a way of like picking your sacrifices basically, and choosing what you hold more important. It's something even though this is, and this can also be choose your course of action. This is definitely an action card. So I couldn't say what, because it's so, obviously it's vague, but I do think that coming your way, there will be a decision that will regard, that will deal with an action of sorts, how you handle your company, your business, this new venture, who you choose to work with. There's going to be something coming up about that. This card, it's not fun. It's fun because it has a little edge to it, but this is like a, almost not a straight card of deception, but it's a card that would make you open your eyes and think like, maybe things aren't as they seem. Maybe you need to emotionally really look at like all the layers, if something looks very good and beautiful and shiny, like just make sure it actually is that way. And this definitely is, I want you to consider all like facets before making a decision, before, pulling the trigger on something. This to me is just a little bit of a warning card that there's going to be something placed in front of you, an option, a decision, a proposal, whatever, and it might look too good to be true. Not to say that it is, that is not at all what I'm saying, but just keep that in mind. And it might work along, with whatever choice might come your way, that will have to do with like action and moving forward with or without something. And the 9 of Wands, it's just a little bit more of that, keep your eyes open. I do think that you have a lot of work ahead of you, and this card, we can call it resilience. We can call it like you've kind of been in the trenches. You're going to be very well versed in, I think, hard work, maybe some rejection, maybe a little bit of everything. But I think, which is great because this is you starting something. This is you doing something. There's a lot of action here. So I see that you're going to be very much working your business, and this is nothing negative, but just that you're going to be like any other person who starts something new or has a new endeavor. There are ups and downs and tough decisions, and keep your eyes open. That's all. But this is very exciting for you. And, you know, if this was my reading right now about my current state, I'd be like, yeah, it absolutely tracks. Let's get some more like fun stuff. I want to know in a fun and exciting way what is, what's coming up for you. I'm going to put this card here and let's see. Do what you love. That's funny. There's another Paris image there. Yeah. So I think you are doing what you love. I think this is a reminder that even if I stumbled over this bottom line here and made it seem like you're going to have some difficulty coming up, it doesn't matter. You literally are doing what you love. You're happy. You're going with your own flow. I think you've wanted this for a very long time. And I think what is coming is you're finally doing what you wanted to do. You're finally happy. You're finally at peace. You're finally bouncing back from whatever it was that was causing you stress or sadness or holding you back. I just get this sense of like you're no longer being held back. Like you are just coming alive. You're doing exciting things. There's just this vibrancy to you that I feel like really hasn't been here in a while, and it's now like you're now starting to get that. And with that, with little things that occur or happen, you can handle them. There's nothing's going to be as bad as it was. And I'm excited for you because I do think you're very rejuvenated right now. And that is wonderful. Let's get some more exciting, fun things that are in store for you. Okay, so we've got the Six of Swords and the Father of Cups. And it's funny to see the Father of Cups, which is, you know, the strongest level of cups under the Daughter of Cups, which is kind of what you were. So I'm going to say, although this represented like a creative energy that you've been kind of thinking about this, and it was that very beginning stage. But no, I do think that you're doing what you were thinking about here. This is more of like, this was your small scale energy that you were represented back when, and now you've really come into it. I think there's a lot of creativity, a lot of action, a lot of command. You seem very much like you're running your show right now. So as far as what's coming your way, it's going to be more goodness on top of the fact that you're accomplishing quite a bit. You're finally doing it. And if you're watching this and you completely did not just start a new business, you've done nothing of the sort, then I do think whatever it is, there's something you were meditating on or thinking about or wanting or dreaming about in the past. And you have, whether you realize it or not, you have finally worked towards that. And again, maybe you don't even realize that you've taken this path, that you're this much happier, you're this much more inspired, that you're making stronger decisions, that you're actually like working hard, like hands dirty, working hard. So what will come your way as a result of that, I think, is success. I think you're finally really doing the things you want to do, and I think you're going to be very successful. I could like ask more questions about how successful you're going to be, but I don't even know that I have the skill to answer those questions. But I will just say that I see like very much goodness and excitement coming your way. Oh, and then with the Six of Swords, to me, this is even more of a message that like, whatever ickiness was behind you, you've left it. And this rainbow, you are approaching a rainbow. There really is just tremendous light at the end of your tunnel. You've left rough waters and you're now like sailing on smoother waters. That's kind of what the major meaning behind this card is. And I get the impression that you haven't taken this baggage with you. You've made this change and you've made it. I think you've really kind of dropped a part of you that didn't serve you, a part of you that was either like dragging you down or wearing you down. I just don't think that is with you at all anymore. And I just don't think you would have been able to accomplish what you're doing now if you didn't go through a little bit of this struggle and this hardship. Because whatever it was, it led to this new rejuvenation, this new exciting, like brand new, taking the world on kind of energy. So, yeah, there is a lot of excitement. You've been kind of like reborn, and I think you're a new you. You're jumping all in, and if it's not actual travel, it's that excitement you get when you travel. You see things like through a new lens, or different lens. You look at things differently. You want different things. You try different foods. You are excited and inspired by different things. It's like that same energy you get when you travel. And I just think you're very much, that's kind of like your everyday right now. And yeah, I mean, I just repeat the question, what is coming your way? More of this, more goodness, more payback for actually doing this and taking the steps to change your life and be happier. And I'm sure you're making the people around you happier. So yeah, I'm happy for you. This is a reading that doesn't really have much to do with love or relationships, but those kinds of things happen or get better when this part of your life clicks. So that's the thing. Even though we didn't mention anything about that, if you're in a relationship, it will get better because you are rejuvenated and happy and excited and inspired, or you will meet someone because you have this energy, this vibration that you're at right now is really epic. It's like where everyone wants to be. It's very exciting. It's very new. It's like that new relationship energy. Only this reading to me really isn't about a relationship. It's about whatever it is you're doing. You're all in, and good for you. If this if this is you right now, please let me know. I would love to hear about it. Please leave a comment. Please subscribe, like, whatever you can do to just give me the slightest bit of encouragement. But yes, I am very happy to be reading for you. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you again. Goodbye. This is Light and Bone Tarot. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. You are here. This is pile 2, and we are doing a reading for, well, first and foremost, what is coming your way, and you picked Malachite. So I think you're here for a reason. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen this stone in person, but I do like it. The last reading was like a lot about success, and it had nothing to do with love. So we'll see where this one goes. But yeah, what is coming your way? Very exciting, right? Who wouldn't want to know what's coming their way? All right, we're going to put down an oracle card for you first, and then we're just going to get a little bit about your current situation and just a little bit about your past. So wake up call, we're doing in the middle, and then let's get your current, Jesus, okay, and then your past. So, okay, obviously can't ignore, I mean, the wake up call, that could be, can't ignore that. And then we've got, I mean, this is a sad card. It's endings, it's defeat. There's really no, I mean, that's all we need to say about this. And then also a swords card. This is pain, heartbreak. It really is the heartbreak card. So we don't know what's coming your way yet, but looking at your current situation, looking at your past with, the Ten of Wands, the World card, I just feel like you've been through it. You've definitely you've been burdened. I mean, this is a car of it's a heavy load. It's burdened. This is like almost like you've been on this cycle, and I just don't think things have quite worked out the way you thought they would. Maybe there's been like ups and downs, but I just think that you haven't seen the accomplishment. And then you literally, I think you've had your wake up call, and your wake up call is probably that you are being burdened, that you are experiencing this defeated feeling, pain, heartbreak. So yeah, I think you've been on a bit of a ride here. And I think this is going to be more towards love. So what's coming your way? I think this is going to be a very actually fun and positive reading, because it's only up from here. There's no way, we're not going to dig through the trenches of why you've been experiencing this. This is all we need to know, that you absolutely, if you haven't had your wake up call, this is it. You picked this pile, and you picked this particular reading to tell you, look, your past has been, frankly, probably just a very, very heavy weight. And I don't even think you're in a tremendously wonderful state right now, but you're acknowledging it. You're waking up. You aren't going to be here very long. And that's what we're here to tell you. What good things, we're just going to slide in the word good. What good is coming your way? Because you absolutely deserve it. The sad thing too about this top line is with the World card, this is usually it can be a very positive card, but I just don't see it as a positive thing for you. I think that you probably thought things were going to be a lot better. I think you had high hopes. I think you were let down. I think you've had a lot of disappointment because I think you either invested time, energy, money, what is it, heart, love, whatever. And I just think that you've had this constant uphill battle. But yeah, so really, I don't need to say anything more about that. I'm sure I'll reference this line quite a bit, but we know it's only getting better. So I'm just going to ask point blank, what is coming your way? I'm going to get some of these fun Oracle cards and we'll fill it in with tarot, but this is going to be a fun reading, like, because as we said, it's not getting any worse for you. Okay. So strengthen your gifts, retreat, and let's get some tarot for you. Very sweet. Well, you're going to be glad you came here, okay? Okay, so I am going to say that, let's start with these. Strengthen your gifts. And these swords are almost wrapped, it's like this heart is almost, these swords could be like a heart wrapped up, because this is your heart that's being punctured with these swords. I almost feel like don't lose, the good parts of you. Don't become so jaded. Don't become bitter. If you felt yourself going down that road, really don't do it. It's just going to hurt you. It's going to make you dark. It's going to take your energy. It's just going to be all bad. So really, you've got a light around you. Well, you probably don't know you have a light around you because it really feels like it hasn't been there, but you do have some beautiful strengths and some beautiful gifts, and really try, even with a little bit of good, to see those, because I think there's a message here that you need to kind of strengthen whatever goodness you have, whatever your natural gifts are. Maybe there's a real kindness to you. I mean, that's super generic, but like, I can't think of what they are, but anyway, they're there. So pay attention to them. And then I'm going to go over here with retreat, right? And then we asked, what is coming your way? So the Son of Swords there's two cards in the deck that are kind of like the fuckboy cards. It's the Son of Swords and the Son of Wands. And I think they're almost interchangeable in some ways, but the Son of Swords is a very manipulative, smart, cunning, fuckboy / narcissist / whatever you want to call it. But my gut tells me that this person probably played a role in something that happened up here. If they didn't, and this has to do with like sickness or a family member or something else, like that's fine. But, well, not fine, but I'm sorry. But I have a feeling that this is I think there's more of a heartbreak aspect here. And I think that maybe someone with this energy brought this on, and this straight up card of retreat, and this is the colliding. Really do everything you can now to start, I think, cutting this person out of your life. It doesn't serve you. This is your wake up call that this person just needs to like crash and burn. Let them out of your life. And I do think that's what's coming your way. I think you are going to be able to retreat from this person. That's definitely going to take strength. And maybe your gifts maybe they're not even something like kindness. Maybe it's like you have a sixth sense. Maybe you've known that you were being lied to or cheated on or something wasn't going right and you've known it. Maybe it's like that third eye strength. Well, strengthen that, because you really do probably need to just eliminate the situation up here. And seeing these cards together makes me think there's a message there. But these are two very sweet cards for what's coming your way. I get the impression, as far as your home, your finances, your work, I think you're probably in a good situation on your own. I don't think that you need this person for anything. I think you're probably even doing better on your own than you realize. And this tells me that you definitely have a home base and either a network system, your own home. But there's a place that you can call home. There's the security there. There's people. There's the resources you need. You have this, so you really don't need anyone else. And this does make me happy. This makes me think of like you cooking nice meals for yourself. You sitting out in a yard, just enjoying some peace and quiet, or just sitting with friends, having a nice glass of wine or a nice meal. This comes with nice things, like almost beautiful things, but just a sense of security and being home. And I think you've got excitement coming your way. I think you definitely have fresh starts coming your way. I don't think that you're going to bring on this heavy energy. I really think it's leaving. I think it's leaving you. And this really gives me hope that you're not going to carry this weight with you. So if we just ask what's coming your way, I think some light energy, some fun, some lightness. And we're going to ask a little bit more. I'm having fun with these Oracle cards right now. So we're going to ask more about what's coming your way. And we're going to get, again, we're going to do your current, and then we'll do your near future. So this is like an overall, interesting, become a clear channel. So I did, when I initially said like, oh, I just think you're really nice. It's not that it didn't feel right. I'm sure you're nice, but it just wasn't specific enough. And then I thought, you know what, maybe you do. Maybe one of your gifts is that you're a little bit clairvoyant, that you can really feel things. There's an intuition to you. There's an actual gift there that you probably had to like suffocate or stifle. And I do think that this is a message to really come into that. And you're going to get some pretty strong messages about what you want to do and what the right decision is for you. I mean, just about anything, about like work, life, love, friends, family, whatever. I just think you're going to be able to start to tap into this a little bit more. And if this does track for you, this should come as a pretty positive message. Because if you've stopped listening to yourself or journaling and looking at your dreams, maybe doing tarot for yourself, these kinds of things, like it does feel crummy when you stop that. So picking that back up again is huge, and just listening to your own, not only intuition, but like real, like guidance, like your spirit guides, starting to give them a chance is very, very powerful. And become a clear channel. This to me is more to that point. It's like, we're just allow this kind of channeling for yourself to take place, because it wants to. There's a part of you that really wants to be heard. Allow your spirit guides to start speaking to you again, and become a clear channel for that. So any doom, gloom, sadness, anger, resentment, whatever, jealousy, whatever you had up here that really does clog the airways. I don't know, there's like a different frequency you vibrate on. I think that's like actual science. But in the terms of like metaphysical, I don't know, manifesting, getting these messages, allowing your guides to speak to you, that I know that clogs the airways for that. And I just think that you will probably get direction to do some pretty wonderful things if you just clear up this energy, which I think you're doing. And I think this message is going to be heard loud and clear. And when I say this, like, I think this is a sign, not just because it's here and the cards turned over, but I think it's a sign in that if you do this, you might get a very powerful message. It might be something like almost psychic level, like, look, invest in this, do this, apply for this job, have coffee at this place, like park here, talk to that person, like just things that you might not have had the energy for before, and now you probably will. And I think this is a good thing. So we were going to do a little bit about your past again, or current, and then what's coming your way. So I'm going to get just a little bit more about your current, and this is good stuff. Wow. So I'm going to say currently, and this is the strong current you. This isn't the current up here. This is like the new current you, okay? We've got the High Priestess and the Magician. This is literally cards 1 and 2. And the Fool is card 0. So I can't stress enough that you are completely starting on a journey. There is something very, like, you have an opportunity right now to start over. I have no idea what's happened in your past, what this top line represents, but my gut tells me it was going on for a while and it completely changed you. And now you are, this is 0, 1, 2, 3. This is you having all the tools all the power, all the spirit. This is a huge card of intuition. This is like pure magic and power of the universe. And this is like mystical, which is so much more of a message to say, like, you do have a gift. This strengthen your gift card did not come up in a cheesy way. It came up in a like, there's something you need to receive that you can receive. There's a message, there's a magic, there's literally a power that is coming your way once you become a clear channel for it. And I think you know this. I think you've felt this. And I think this is going to be very powerful and very positive. This is all positive. So yes, I just want you to know that this is exciting and positive. And this is your near and upcoming future, and what's coming your way in a lovely, exciting way. Okay, so this is about you. This isn't about anyone else. We've got the Son of Wands. I did say that there are basically 2 fuckboy cards out, but the Son of Wands in your story is, again, it is new chapters. It is putting the inspiration, the light, the energy that you have towards something. It's starting something new. The wands are like, it's that passion, it's that movement, it's action, it's enthusiasm, vibrancy. There's a lot of just latent energy and potential sitting with you right now, and you're going to start harnessing that. It's an energy that you haven't had in a very long time, and it's coming your way. And more to that point, the Chariot is more movement, it's more momentum. It is but there's a deeper level of passion here. Like, this to me is just raw action, doing things like, everything from just getting out of bed and like charging to actually putting pen to paper and coming up with a plan for something that you've always wanted to do. This is more of like an emotional, there's like a victory. You're being driven now by something that is like more powerful than you. Like, you almost won't be able to stop this train you're on once it gets going. And I think this is exciting because up here you were driven by something dark. I'm going to say like ugly, heavy, yucky. You want it off. You didn't know how to get off. You've had your wake up call. You're going to drop the people in your life that don't serve you. You're literally tapping into like something very special, a gift that you have that you've probably been told you've had your whole life, something you've known about. That in turn is going to bring you something very special, very unique to you, something that I can't even imagine what it is, but it is a real thing coming your way. More to that channeling, more to that messaging. And then your near future, what is coming your way, there's something exciting there. There's nothing here to tell me what it is. I couldn't say. It could be love, it could be money, it could be fortune, it could be, but it's you on a trajectory that is, whatever it is, you're all in other words. This is you being all in with whatever's coming your way. There's like no brake pedal here. This is just full momentum. It's full speed ahead. So I just want you to know that, if you're heavy and stagnant up here, even if watching this, you're still stuck here, you won't be. I think you're already coming off this, but you won't be there for, I don't even think, another 24 hours. You are literally starting something that you won't be able to stop. It'll be so good. So that's what I see for you. That's what's coming your way. I think it's very positive and it's very specific. So I would love to hear if this makes any sense for you. If any of this tracks, if you like the message, please leave me a comment. I am practically begging. I would love it. A comment, a subscribe, a like, anything. But yes, now I'll just start to say I'm trying to grow this channel, and it is challenging. So, but I'm not going to stop until it happens. So anyway, enough about that. Thank you very much. Please come back and listen. I am very happy to be reading for you. Goodbye. This is Light and Bone Tarot. Thank you so much for being here. You are letting me read for you, and we are doing a reading for what is coming your way. Yes, we've had 2 very specific readings, and I'm very excited to do this one. I'll talk about that in a second. This is Azurite. I just hold these up. It's probably way too late for that. You've already picked it. You already like it, but I like this a lot. It looks like a road map of like Hawaii or something. Okay. we are going to jump right in to this very specific rather. Okay, let's find out what is coming your way. So I'm going to put a oracle card down to find out. This is going to be like where you're at right now, a little bit more about where you're at, and then we're going to get your past a little bit, and then we'll get to the meat of it. So correct your mistakes. This is a fun new oracle deck I'm using. Correct your mistakes. Okay, we're going to do where you're at right now. And then a little bit about your past. Okay, so I think the correct your mistakes is pretty straightforward, but we'll talk about it for just a second. I'm gonna invest a lot in this card and say that you've done something you know you've done wrong. Judgment here absolutely tells me that. Even Daughter of Swords tells me that. This tells me that in your past, could be last week, it could be the last 10 years, I don't know, but there's something that I think whatever you were doing, you probably really weren't doing it out of malintent. I think there was almost like an intrigue, curiosity. You might have just, I don't know, maybe even thought you were doing the right thing, but whatever it was, it wasn't. And I don't know if people got hurt. I don't know anything about that, but I just think it weighed actually quite heavily on you. So these mistakes that were made, I don't know that other people feel them near as much as you do, but I do think that they have been a thing for you, and you are probably punishing yourself more than anyone else would. But you know what? That might be okay. Maybe there's a time for that. However, I think this is a message to either work on correcting those mistakes. I think you're doing that, okay? And you're probably doing the right thing. Great. So right now, this Three of Pentacles tells me you are correcting your mistakes. This is like, there's a bit of teamwork here. There's a bit of building. There's a bit of starting something, collaborating. There's a lot with this card. It's like, with Pentacles, it's almost like I think of a foundation, like a setting that you build upon, or like a home base. And this makes me think that you've been laying the groundwork, the framework to correct your mistakes, however that is. But I do think there's a bit of the physical part being there's working with other people to do this. So whether it's like apologizing in a way that you've actually undone something you did, like maybe you're apologizing and making a wrong right through an action, through giving something, doing something, whatever it is, I think you are correcting your mistakes. And just to see this card right next to this, really, whatever's coming your way, I think we are going to see a lot of good coming your way, because I think you're putting a lot of good out there. You're consciously doing good things. And this is another positive card. And I feel like this card's here to tell you, like, it's almost saying like, hey, thank you. You're really doing good things. And I know it's cheesy to be like, the universe sees that and it's going to acknowledge that and it's going to reward you. But this really is a card. I see this as a card to tell you, like, look, good news is coming your way. Good things are coming your way. You don't have to beat yourself up anymore. You're not going to pay until the end of time for whatever you did. Things are fine. Things are good. And I just think things are looking up for you. That's a really strong message I'm getting here, because these are two very positive cards in regards to like action, things happening. I don't get much here about like love or relationships, but as far as like your personal state, I think things are very good. I think you're in a good place. And these are action cards in a lot of ways. And it looks like you are building a stronger positive future. So I'd love to know if what I said tracks here. But okay, let's get into this more. I want to know a little bit about your current situation. So we've got the Eight of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, and Nine of Swords. So this is more of like an ick for your current situation. And that doesn't negate what you're doing up here. This is you're doing the work, you're doing the hard stuff, you're doing a good job, great. But I think this is more to like, if we peel back the layers of also where you are currently, I do think you're having to show a little bit of patience. I think that there's a process for whatever you're going through. It's not like you just correct one mistake and you're fine. I think there's a bit of there's work you're having to put into this, and I do think this is probably causing you a little bit of anxiety. And up here I told you, look, like, good things are coming your way. So that could be a notion to, like, drop your anxiety. Don't be so hard on yourself. You are absolutely I think you're doing the right thing. That's all I can see. And I'll probably say that 10 more times, but I can't see anything to show me that you aren't doing everything the way it was supposed to be done. But if you're feeling anxious now, if you're feeling like you're kind of stuck, or if you're feeling like you are having to really, like, put your life on hold and put yourself in this, like, holding pattern, I don't necessarily know that that's the case. That looks like something you're kind of inflicting on yourself. And this is a card too, which I don't like for you, because it tells me that maybe this is almost a card that makes me think you want to be happy, but you're not allowing yourself to be happy right now. That you want things, but you're not allowing that. Maybe you've met someone and you could be in a relationship with them, or you could like them, but you've almost, like, punished yourself and you won't pursue something with them, or you don't think you're deserving of something, so you're not going after it in regards to anything. But this is, so you right now, I think you're in a very self-punishing state. And if you're here reading this, if you're here letting me read for you, I believe it's a message that you need to stop punishing yourself. Like, I really do believe that. I think that we pulled up this top line to be very clear and very specific about the fact that you made mistakes. You knew it. Maybe it didn't feel good. We don't even need to talk about this, and I'd be speculating too much anyway, but you are actively cleaning up your wrongs. And whoever needs to see this, whether it's you, the universe, the people you hurt, whatever, they see it. Okay. So you're fine. But drop this energy here of these three cards together will only give you the anxiety and the nightmares. You're going to hold yourself back from good things, and you're just not moving forward. You're like a little stuck fly in a web right now. So I think that that's got to go. I'm going to get two more cards about where you kind of, let's get, let me see. I don't want to harp on anything bad. I want to get the good coming, because this is about what's coming your way, and I think it is good. Let me actually get two oracle cards about what's coming your way, and we'll build on these. So, what's coming your way? That's funny. Build on solid ground. I've never said in all my readings, I've never said we'll build on these, and this is a brand new deck, and it said we'll build on solid ground and stuff like that. And we talked about you building the pentacles, the foundation. Okay, making no judgments. And since this one fell out, we're going to get this one too. Take the lead. Okay, so what's coming your way? We got build on solid ground. I do think this is it's fresh starts for you. It's doing what you need to do. Whatever that is, you're building something. It could be, I don't actually see you as a building. I see this as like a metaphor for creating something, strengthening something, correcting, if you were on shaky foundation before, whatever, cracks in the foundation, tons of analogies or metaphors. But I think that with this card, like I said, you're correcting things, you're building something solid, and you're doing that on the solid ground of, like, you have a clear conscience. I think you know you're doing the right thing. You really do know you're doing the right thing. So you have to, all this has to end. Make no judgments. I think this is like almost a message to yourself. Stop beating yourself up. Just stop judging yourself so much. I think you're being very, very hard on yourself. You're punishing yourself. And I just don't think that needs to be the case. So this might speak to you in other ways that I'm not going to be able to talk about, or I won't be able to see, but I'm seeing more than anything that this is just about yourself. Because, who knows why you did what you did, or you probably know, but in general, there's a reason why things happen at the time they do. And don't beat yourself up too much, and take the lead. Just get unstuck, really. Start to pull yourself out of this funk. Really give yourself the power, I think, the freedom to just do something. Like, you're doing new things. Things are changing for you, but I don't want to see any of this for you anymore. This is what we saw in your future, and you're in a good, positive way. This is your current, but this has to go. And I think you know that, and that's why you're here. And these messages really should be positive affirmations that you're doing the right thing, and as a result of that, you're going to be in a good place. Things are good. You deserve good things now. So I'm going to get, for what's coming your way, a little bit about like what to expect, like kind of right now, and then your upcoming future. So what's coming your way in a like right now state? We've got the Son of Wands and the Eight of Cups. Okay. And then we've got the Roman numerals still get to me sometimes. The Four of Wands and the the Lovers. Goodness. Okay. I think, this is, I think you are finally, and this can be like, if this isn't today, this is like very, very near future. And this is like upcoming future over here. I think you are going to start to get that inspiration. And this came up in the last reading too, in almost the exact same way. It is a reminder of like, you are going to start to get inspired. You're going to have to get more energy. You're going to have to get more, just more movement, more action, more you. I think this is all about you, and you're going to feel just more alive, more enthusiasm, more passion, more vibrancy. You're really going to be able to, come into your own. And that is coming your way. And again, like with the Eight of Cups here, this is moving on. This is a card of moving on. And usually this card is like a sad card where someone needs to, like, well, yeah, you need to move on, and you are moving on. This is you, whatever, you don't want these jagged edges in your life anymore. And they're not going to be this dark, everything here is jagged and treacherous. It's behind you. So this is a reminder that you are indeed moving on. You are unsticking yourself. You're taking the lead, you're making things happen, and you're changing things. And the more we get into this, whatever was up here, I actually do think your past was heavy. I think there was something that's really probably a bigger deal than definitely a bigger deal than I could ever express with two cards. But the weight, the effect it's had on you, and the weight that you've been carrying from it has been, I think, very, very hard on you, whether you've expressed that or not. But you realize it, you know it, and thank goodness you're finally coming out of it. So yeah. And then coming up, like this, near future, this could be a week from now, it could be however, but you do have this to look forward to. And the Four of Wands is like, this is like community. This is everything from celebration to like events. I mean, people call this like, this could be celebrating a marriage or anniversary or reunion, but this is a very good card of community. And there's, in the Rider-Waite-Smith, which I kind of attribute everything to, this is people embracing you and loving you. So there aren't grudges held here. There aren't people that don't want to be in your life. This is you surrounded by people who love you, and they want you in their life. It's a very, very positive card to say that like people love you and they want you around, and you are either going to be celebrating one of your own wins amongst people you love, or you'll be celebrating the wins of others amongst people you love. But great card. And then the Lovers card. I'm going to take this for what it is. This says that you will have, some love, some relationship come your way, and that speaks for itself. Or it's a way of saying like, you're really going to find a partnership or a dynamic with someone that's everything you needed. And this could be like a working partnership. It could be mending a relationship with like a family member or someone up here that you would love to mend a relationship with. But it's a very strong, dynamic card to say that there's a solid relationship here. And yeah, and then this just really backs it up too. Like you're going to be, if you feel like you're not well liked right now, you absolutely will be. And people like you, care about want you around, want you in their life, want to celebrate with you, want to be a part of your good news. And that's something too. Like people want to celebrate in your good news. They want to see good things happen to you. This is a card of people aren't judging you. You might be judging yourself, but stop that. And I don't think people are judging you either. I think you're really a very tough critic on yourself right now. So yeah, I would probably just ramble if I kept talking about this, but I hope this tracked. I hope you liked it. Please let me know if you have any comments. I would really love to hear them. But yeah, if any of this really made sense for you, then please let me know about it. And I have to ask you to subscribe too. That's part of it now. Please subscribe. So thank you very much for listening, and I hope to do another reading for you. Goodbye. Light and Bone Tarot. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. You are here for a reading of what is coming your way. And this is pile 4. We have Jade. So you picked the Jade card. I know it doesn't do anything when I do this. But yes, it's Jade. And I know Jade is like, just hearing the word Jade makes me happier. It makes me think of good things. So we will see how this pile goes. We are going to do, I'm going to do this. I got these new Oracle cards, which I'll include below with an Amazon link if you want them. They're very cool. Let's see here. Excuse me. I'm going to turn over one card, Oracle card, and then I'm going to do like kind of your current and your past a little bit, just to get into the what's coming your way part. So currently we're going to do Claim Your Art. That's interesting. And so we'll do... cards come up like every single one. How funny. Okay. Okay. A little bit about your past and 9 of Wands. So Claim Your Art to me is very much a card of like, I don't know. It's like almost a reclaim your art. Just, I think it's like you've got a gift, you've got a talent. There's something that you're either holding back on, or you've given something away. And I think if you are watching this, this would mean more to you than I could explain. But there's something about like, I don't know, almost like a stand up for yourself. There's something you need to claim. And by art, I just think that's something that's close to our heart that we feel ownership of, or that we have had a personal hand in. So yeah, I'm going to say, let me look at your past. There's like mystery here. There's a little bit of struggle. There's a little bit of kind of like you've built up a resilience. I think you've worked very hard at something, and either it hasn't come to fruition, or no one is really, I don't know, this could make me think of like either a business. There's something you've attempted that hasn't come in. It hasn't gotten the recognition you wanted it to get. It's not being seen for what it is, or it's being seen in a way that you didn't intend. There's something to say that like what you intended didn't happen. And as a result of that, you're either frustrated, or you've built up this kind of like maybe resilience to working harder on it. You've almost given into it. I'm not sure, but I get the picture, the feeling that a lot of work has gone into something in your past. And it's weird that this card would come up next to it, because this would be like a claim what's yours. So this feels like it's going much towards a working relationship dynamic, or a starting a new business, or something about your past that now you want to bring back to life. And so currently with the Daughter of Wands and Judgment, this is very unique to me, this reading. Actually, currently I think that, you are at a place of enthusiasm. Despite this over here, where things kind of didn't work out, you're getting like a new, something's making you feel somewhat alive again. And I think you want to put a little bit of action behind that. I think you're ready to do something different. And I'm getting this almost like this revisiting of like passions. And the Judgment card, this card always reminds me of how you see yourself, but you're judging yourself in a way. And maybe you are scrutinizing a situation so that this doesn't repeat. It's almost like you're trying this over again, but in a different way. Whatever this was, I kind of think that's what it is. This could be a relationship, honestly. It could be a business. It could be how you've handled the situation. I almost feel like you're redoing it. your way, the right way. That's what I get. And I don't know if that tracks, but that is 100% what I'm getting out of this. So whatever's coming your way, it's like, it's an opportunity to reinvent yourself, your path, your purpose. There's a reinvention, and I think that's a good thing. We'll find out a little bit more about it. So I want to know where you are currently. What's going on with you currently? Okay. Five of Swords, Three of Wands, and Strength. So the Five of Swords it is definitely a card of defeat. It's definitely a card of, and so you're working through something. I'm just going to say that. I don't think you're defeated right now. I think it's quite the opposite. I think that you're actually finding the strength to do things. I think you're contemplating things. This is a card of like foresight. It's knowing that there's a change about to brew, and it's figuring out how you want to attack it. This is like a pre-attack card to me. So I don't think you feel defeated. I think you're finally like moving on from that feeling. You are finally acknowledging that like something, whatever happened, you're moving past it. So, and this is this kind of just rebirth here of whatever it is you are getting a do-over on. You are absolutely, I think you're approaching it the right way. I think you're taking a very logical, like calculated steps towards making whatever this is happen. And this really could be a relationship. It could be a new way, a second chance in a relationship, or second go round. I'm not sure, but I feel like there's a way to redefine or reinvent yourself, and that's exactly what you're doing. But you're putting purpose into it. So maybe you're, if it's a relationship, maybe you're working with a counselor, or you're finding different ways to like heal yourself. It could be something as simple as maybe you're doing yoga, maybe you're reading certain books, but I just get there's something very, very intentional and purposeful about what you're doing right now. And I don't think you've always been this way. I don't think you've always been someone that takes such a direct, I'll use this card, a direct path towards things. And now you are. And with strength, you might have, I don't know what your personality type was up here. I can't get anything on your actual personality, but I feel like now you're doing things in a, like I said, an intentional but yet gentle way. I don't think there's any manipulation. I don't think there's any trickery. I don't think you're willing to sweep anything under the rug. I think you're really doing things right. And and probably because you did feel defeated, that feeling was real, but you don't want to ever feel that again. You don't want to ever, and this was like a self-defeat. You don't ever want to do that. And you're really looking within, you're doing things right. I want to get a little bit more about where you're at right now. So temperance makes sense. And, okay. So temperance it's also finding that balance. It's really striking that. And you can almost say like that internal balance. It's self-healing. It's like recorrection. It is less of this and more of this. It's just finding exactly what you need and doing it in a way that positively affects you and everyone else around you. And to see this under judgment, it makes sense. You are working on yourself, but not in that really like cheesy, I'm working on myself way. There's a bigger picture here. You're not just doing it so you can like look good in a bikini. Like you're doing it so you can either make a very serious relationship work, or so you can mend a relationship with like a family member, or so you can start your new business or correct the wrongs that were done in your current business. Like there's something very intentional. I'm going to try not to say that word again. And one thing I'm going to get with this card, because I wanted to know a bit about your current situation. If there was a part of you before that was hasty, quick action, maybe even a little selfish, self-serving, I really think you're working on abandoning that energy. I think the Strength card is trumping that, and you're releasing any part of you that maybe had like a no fucks attitude. Maybe you knew you did things that weren't up to snuff and you just did them anyway because exploited loopholes, because I think you're probably very smart, very swift, very, I think there's an intensity to you, and I have a feeling things usually work out for you. However, for whatever reason, they didn't up here. Yeah. Okay. So we want to know what's coming your way, because this is like, we've got a pretty good idea of where you're at. And if any of this tracks, please comment or subscribe. It would mean everything. I have to start asking. But yeah, let's find out what's coming your way. I'm really loving these oracle cards. I'm going to get 2 oracle cards, and then we're going to fill it in. So begin to explore. Trust the divine plan. When I saw begin to explore, I don't know, it did make me think of travel, but probably because I saw Paris there. But I did get a sense of travel. Because this is like, just, I don't know, the explore, it's like explore new ideas, new thoughts, new places. And it is kind of that excitement and energy you get when you travel. So maybe there is a part of you that wants to be like a little more, like loose, carefree, a little less stuck, a little bit more of an open mind, even just a little different, like that fresh energy and open-mindedness you get when you travel, when you explore. And so I think you need to start doing that, which I actually think you're doing. And I think you're doing that, like I said, when things are intentional, you're contemplating a lot, you're learning from your mistakes, you're taking in new perspectives. I think there's a lot that you're doing differently than you've ever done before. And it will actually inspire you. It is inspiring you. But yeah, so something about begin to explore and trust the divine plan. Again, this might speak to you more, because if I explained it, it would be, I don't even know how to explain it, but maybe you've always had it. Maybe you're finally acting on something you've always wanted to do. Maybe this has always been like, you know, a part of your coding, and you've been holding back on it. So trust the divine plan is, I would say, just go with this, just lean back and go with this. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get cards down here that are about like, you know, like the Chariot, like the momentum that's kind of driving you, like go with that driving force, just go with it, go with this, because I think things are really, good for you right now. So I'm happy. Let's get a little bit more now about also what's coming your way. We're going to ask Tarot, my favorite one. Ooh. I mean, this is, success, beauty. We'll get into that. The Emperor and the Lovers. Great last line on what's coming your way. Okay, so this is like monetary success. This is, there's a bit of opulence here. There's a bit of like regalness, things that look beautiful to the eye, things that are beautiful to behold, shiny things. This tells me that money isn't really an issue. For you, the things you want, you're going to be able to afford, you're going to be able to have them. If you don't already, you'll just appreciate them. Or maybe you really do want to take that trip, you really do want to buy that car or whatever. This tells me that it's absolutely going to start happening. So for the Emperor and the Lovers is self-explanatory. To me, what's coming your way is either that partnership, that relationship, but it's something, or it can be a choice that you really are excited about. Like there's like a dynamic coming your way that I think is going to be everything you wanted. And I don't know if it has to do, with like a professional partnership. You might want that more than a relationship right now. Maybe you're in a relationship and things have been a little off, but I just get a very strong positive vibe as far as like your personal relationships. And one in particular is really going to, I think, be everything you wanted. And the Emperor, I mean, I could see this 2 ways. If this is about love or relationships at all, I can see that the person coming your way is going to have a little bit of an Emperor vibe, which does need to be balanced. This could almost be ever so slight of a warning. There's an intensity here. There's a bit of an authoritarian figure here, but this could also be you also being fully and completely in control of your own world. Maybe you weren't. Maybe you lost control up here. Maybe you had people, I don't know, but I just think that there's more. I don't think this actually is an Emperor coming into your life. I really don't see that. I see this is your line. This is what's coming your way. I see it as you embracing these things. So I think you are going to have a more authoritarian word over yourself. There's going to be more structure. There's going to be more everything that you would attribute to an emperor. And I don't know why I can't think of a single word right now for that, but that is going to be the energy you're going to take on without all the like nasty control and overbearing and all that. I see a very like a strong confidence coming off of you in a very, very good way. So that's what I think is coming your way. And I can't say if this has to do with a relationship or with work, but I definitely got a feeling of work. But there are options here. But this really is positive. There's a lot here, and it's a funny reading because it was hard to read off the top line, but as we got into it, I do get there's a strong message that you need to course correct, or you've been course correcting. There's absolutely that message here that you have changes you have to make, but you know this. You know that you've been doing things in a way that haven't served you or others or people who trust you, and you know that, and you've been working on it. And I see that with temperance. I see that with strength, I think even with the Three of Wands, it tells me you're really thinking, you're really making changes. And down here, this is all positive to speak to the fact that, like, yeah, you're doing the right thing. This makes me think you've got some fun coming your way, just some lightheartedness, some lightness, and trust in the divine plan. I think there is something that you could say to this card that is a reminder, like, yes, I'm doing exactly what I need to be doing. I'm on the right path. Here's why. And claim your art too. It's like something was taken from you, maybe something was taken from you, and it changed. It kind of like fucked with you a little bit, and it made you maybe less honest, less trustworthy. I'm not sure, but something was kind of taken from you, and as a result of it, there was a little derailing. But you're back on track. You're back on course. Things are good. I see success. I see you having the things you want. And I just see you stepping into like a very strong, positive energy in your own life. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this made sense. I would love to hear any of your thoughts or comments. Please do like, subscribe, whatever you can do, whatever you feel comfortable doing. And I'd love to have you back for another reading. So thank you so much. Goodbye.